started off by heading to California, and a quick travel hack that more people should know about, if you have the ability to, is to get the Capital One credit card so you can go to the Capital One lounges. It is a little bit expensive, but if you have the means, if you have the ability to get it, it's worth it. However, they're changing their whole system soon, so the food is great and they have chai lattes on tap, so it's a win-win. When I finally made it to California, I went with my mom to get a burger at the Habit. Everyone usually stops at In-N-Out for burgers, but I don't know, there's something about the Habit that I like just slightly bit more. They have like tempura green beans, and
I have the Coke.
Their char burgers are pretty good. I also did stop at In-N-Out on this trip, but the Habit is up there for me as well. It originally came from Santa Barbara, so it's a California original as well. And then me and my mom just kind of ate and chatted about life and rental properties and business and things like that. Another quick Capital One hack. This one, you don't need to have a credit card or anything. You don't even need to have the card at all in order to go to the Capital One lounge. And sometimes they do free drink days that you can just go and get a free drink. You don't even have to have the credit card or anything. After that, we went to LA to visit some more of my family. We ate at this really delicious Chinese food spot and just had a good time laughing, chatting, walking around.
I didn't know that was him at first. And then somebody posted, they saw
That's
him.
probably why he came over here. Yeah. He was like, don't nobody know me over here.
Right, no.
A bad woman.
Oh yeah, she said that last time.
And I finished off my California trip by visiting a friend in Pasadena. Usually my friend and I meet up halfway. She lives in LA and I stay with my family in the Inland Empire. So Pasadena was like a good kind of meeting point. It was like a little over an hour for both of us. Pasadena is like super nostalgic for me also, because growing up my parents used to like take me down there and to go look at the Christmas lights and walk around. It's a super walkable town with a lot of really nice decorations, a lot of events that go on, cool sculptures, cool hotels, everything, lots of things you can just see for free if you decide to walk around.
And then I tried. That's all I do. I'm like, I'll do that. Oh, this is cool.
And when I left California, we headed to North Carolina to go to Charlotte. We took a little road trip from where we are living now, and it was nice because heading towards North Carolina, it wasn't snowing, but where we lived, it was. So it was kind of like leaving the snow a little bit again, like we did when we went to California. But of course, no road trip is complete in winter without a cute little winter walk. This was our little winter hike. It was super peaceful. I need to talk about how we were able to get into a lot of arboretums and conservatories and botanical gardens for really cheap using an annual pass that we got with our, not our local, but nearby botanical garden pass. So basically you can pay for an annual pass and it gets you into botanical gardens around the US. So we got into this botanical garden in North Carolina without having to pay anything extra. the best part about it, hands down, was the orchid greenhouse. It was super tropical in there. It felt like escaping to a tropical island in the middle of North Carolina in winter. And just had some of the most beautiful flowers and scenery that you could see in a greenhouse. Like, I love this wall, this waterfall wall with plants on it. And it's wild that it's only like a couple miles outside of Charlotte. Another hack that we do when we travel, especially around the US, is to get another annual pass, but this time with a science, but this time it's science museums and just children's museums in general, which sounds like it wouldn't be fun if you don't have any children, but actually it could be a really good time. For example, with the annual pass, we were able to go to the Discovery Place Science Museum for free, essentially. It's not really free, I mean, you're paying annually for it, but by the time you go to multiple, you're basically going for free. You can learn, you get to relearn about like biology, the human body, space, and animals. So it's a good date night if you don't mind like kids running around, but if you go during like a weekday early and this, kids are in school, it's usually not that busy. Sorry, this museum was also cool because it had an entire like rainforest biome in the middle of the building. Again, really cool trip. You do not have to be a kid to go to these places. They are fun, I think, for all ages. Charlotte itself was just also a really beautiful, quiet city. I mean, it was winter, so I'm sure during summer or spring it's more lively and exciting, but I loved how quiet and peaceful it was. If I ever moved to a bigger city in the East, I think I would move to Charlotte. Later on, we ended up going on another road trip to Florida, and along the way we stopped in Savannah, Georgia, which we had never been to before. It was a super historical, like deep South city, had beautiful architecture, a lot of history, and it was a fun little stop. One of the free things to do that we learned about at the visitor center was that you can go to the JW Marriott, or across the street from it, I guess, and they have a display of like crystals and stones, and they have fossils and recreations of like dinosaur fossils and stuff. It was really cool. All for free, which is the best part.
I would do
the rail. Like the olden days.
Bells.
So chaotic.
Here's City Hall. The squirrel. Squirrel. Oh, there he is. Oh, fancy. Walk through here. I like the trees.
Okay, when we made it to Florida, we ended up going to more botanical gardens because, of course, we had the annual pass, so we were going to go to as many botanical gardens as we possibly could. And by we, I mean me, because I love botanical gardens. Like, they are, sometimes they can be a little redundant because it's mostly just plants, but I love plants. So if you're a nature person, if you like being outside, it's worth getting an annual pass to different gardens around the U.S. And some of them are unique, like this one is called Clock Tower Gardens in Florida near Orlando. What was cool about it is that it had a clock tower where it played music every hour and every half hour, but what made it unique is that there was actually a person playing the music at each hour and a half hour. So it wasn't just like a recording like a lot of other clock towers. It was like actually someone performing the music inside of it. The only thing that sucked is that you can't see the person performing it. I think that would be really cool, but it did make it pretty unique just to know that someone was actually being paid to perform the songs from like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. There was also a wedding going on behind the tower, so it also made that day like extra special just to see people getting together, hanging out, watching the wedding. It was beautiful. Definitely a departure from what Orlando, Florida is known for, which is like amusement parks, Disney World, Universal Studios, all that, SeaWorld and stuff. It felt like you were stepping away from the city and moved back into nature. And then another garden we ended up visiting, Harry P. Lou Gardens. It was not as big or unique, but it was pretty cute. And my favorite part were these little bird houses that they had for each different kind of bird with information about the bird underneath them. They also had some pretty nice flowers. It was just a nice, cute little stop.
Oh, it's for a dove.
The doves on the
Plants, would you?
We gotta let them run around.
Not eat random plants. I like how there's a little side garden here. Where'd he go?
There's a little gecko. Look at his eyes. It's cold.
It's dark here.
I have a fence. I fed him crickets. I would try to feed him random insects, but
Tiny bananas. Tiny bananas. And a full house for the birds. Okay.
And it's not a Florida trip if you don't go to at least one safari park or zoo or something with animals, because Florida has so many animals and animal places, like places to visit animals. So we went to Wild Florida, which was like a safari park where you can drive through.
That cow's on the move again. He's always on the move.
We got to feed this giraffe. He was super sweet, and he knew as soon as he gave him his 3 pieces of lettuce, he knew he was done.
He's like, I know I'm done. But yeah, it's all day.
So this is a full-grown meal. Yeah, the South American ones are very, very small in comparison to the North American ones.
Does he like his belly button?
Yeah. He's on the floor. On the bench. Oh my god. He's climbing up. Careful. It's sharp. Very sharp.
So cool.
I know, it's so fast.
Where was he?
That was cute.
Them. And we end every Florida trip, it's kind of a tradition now, for the past like 3 times we've been, to visit the manatees at Blue Springs State Park. Every year in winter time, like in January, February, the manatees are big old sea cows basically. They come from the river, which starts to get really cold, into the springs, which are slightly warmer. Each year there's like a huge influx of them like swimming in the springs. And at Blue Springs State Park you can't swim with the manatees, but you can watch them. But during the summer when the manatees aren't there, you can swim there. And there's other state parks where you can swim with the manatees. It's just not at this one, but it's fun to just watch them. I prefer to watch them from a distance anyway, so that we don't accidentally hurt them or, you know, cause them unnecessary harm, or, you know, put our chemicals like sunscreen and stuff into the water. If you have any questions about hacks or places to go that are free or pretty cheap, I can talk about it more in future videos. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Say bye to me and the statue of the manatee. See you next time. Peace.